Hi there, welcome to another edition from the Fox Footy Vault, where we take a trip back in time to reminisce about the good old days of VFL football. This time around, we're heading back to round 6 of 1987 and the blockbuster top-of-the-table Friday night clash between Sydney and Carlton at the SCG. These two sides had last locked horns in the 86 finals, the Blues claiming a hard-fought qualifying final victory by 16 points. In fact, Carlton had dominated the Swans for the past 2 full decades, having won an incredible 35 of their last 40 meetings, stretching back over that 20-year period. But this Sydney side was better than any other that had graced the paddock during that period and entered this contest second to the Blues on percentage, both teams having won 4 of their opening 5 to be a game clear of the field. The build-up to this game was enormous, with more than 33,500 packing the SCG to create a finals-like atmosphere. It's the round 6 1987 clash between Sydney and Carlton, and we pick up play at the opening bounce.
The game of round 6 starts round 6 under lights at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The Swans at home to Carlton. The Blues top of the ladder. The Swans just behind them on percentage. And this should be just about the match of the season so far. Swans going from left to right and coming out of the opening exchange with a free kick to Henwood, who kicks long out of the centre up in the Kappa direction. Parked himself well after being caught behind initially. Carlton with the numbers in defence. And Bradley kicks out wide. He'll be hoping for a big one against Williams, if in fact he has lined up against him. Murphy now for the Swans. Centering kick. Kappa in good position. Meldrum, all wild boot. And a free kick, not for the kick in danger, but because Meldrum was held when not in possession.
Paul Meldrum, deep in back pocket. Plays out wide. Wants to give a hand pass. It's a pretty dangerous one out there, but Rhys Jones with it. Down he goes. And the ball goes over the line out of bounds. Well, that was a pretty obvious one and was easily picked up by the opposition. Justin Madden and Henwood. Over the top was Bays. Rhys Jones again dodges cleverly, doesn't gain any distance. Coming through strongly, Henwood again has been very powerful up to date. Trouble was Toohey. Eventually Glaskett left foots it downfield towards centre wing position. First chance for Kernahan, Browning up above him. Well played Gleeson, ran into a barrage of tackles and down he goes and he'll be penalised. He held it too long, made no effort to get rid of it.
So the Swans into attack to half forward. Kappa, well played by Kappa to prize the ball away from the Blues. Flying shot, Potter it was, great snapshot.
Ironmonger will do battle. Nobody against him. Thumps at about 20 metres. Potter again in the thick of things. A kick off the ground by Mitchell. Luckily goes to Stephen Wright. And Wright steadies and shoots it beautifully right through. Well, that's a touch of experience. He just took his time, knew he had time, which is the sign of a good player, and through it went.
We fast forward 5 minutes now. Goals to Wayne Johnson and Barry Mitchell have maintained Sydney's 12-point lead.
Towards the Blues half-forward line. Gleeson, Silvani in good position. Palms it down to Kernahan cleverly. Offline. First behind of the match. And the Blues trailing by 11 points.
That's John Ironmonger who's in front. Nice pick-up by Gleeson. Advantage rule is not played. The free kick will be paid back. And nobody's quite prepared to take it at this stage. Eventually it is Ironmonger's. Out it goes to Carroll. Confusion reigns supreme. Carroll a driving kick. Kappa an awkward one. Almost got a good one. Meldrum fights for it there too. Picked up by Wright, doing particularly well. And Tony Morwood will mark. He's kicked one. And this is almost certainly his second. The lineup is Motley on the one half-back flank and Alvin on Morwood. Motley's on Bays. And good kick, second goal. It's on Carlton's grandstand half-forward flank. Ironmonger winning on the ball. Wright doing a wonderful job too. Will take a free kick. He was tackled when not in possession. And been an outstanding player in the first few moments of the game. Out to Toohey is very clever. Toohey's got lots of time. Alvin pursuing him. Takes a lot of time and kicks it long. Tony Morwood's in front position, got 2 hands to it. Nice play, Madden. Bit awkward to Motley. Motley across to Glascott. At centre half back. Ironmonger late on the scene, thumps it down. Holden across with a short one to Williams. Williams and Bradley, a fascinating duel with Williams winning. Out wide it goes, and here's Browning. Trouble. Out it goes to Mitchell. Mitchell long and high and straight. They can't miss. Some magnificent goals. That's their fifth. And the Swans are looking good.
Centre square infringement and a free kick to Ironmonger. Swans into attack again, and the lead becoming dangerously substantial as far as the Blues are concerned. Good tackle by Mackenzie. Dispossessed Kappa. Meldrum to Bradley. And it is a battle between Bradley and Williams, but Williams, as Doug said, the more effective. Bradley to put Carlton into attack from the centre line and runs around Williams. Drives long. Kernahan. Carter wearing him like a glove. Silvani, brilliantly done. Oh, this will be a great goal. Well played by the Carlton champion. Really, well, perhaps it's a bit soon to call him a champion, but really blossoming at the moment up forward. And that was very well done. Good evening from the Sydney Cricket Ground, where the match got underway about 10 minutes late. The first quarter's been in progress for 20 minutes. And as they did in last year's qualifying final, the Swans have jumped Carlton, and they've just kicked their 6th goal. Stevie Wright off the ground getting his 2nd. And the Sydney Swans leading Carlton by 20 points just beyond the 20-minute mark of the first term. And this time it's Kernahan deep in Carlton's attacking zone. Rucking, Bradley. Oh, good snap. That's a great goal. And Carlton get their 3rd at the 23-minute mark. And the margin reduced to a slightly more respectable 15 points. And 30-odd thousand Swans supporters might be too, assuming most of them are barracking for the Swans. An enormous crowd at the SCG. Shocking kick back into play from Mackenzie. Straight into the lap of Browning, who decides he can't score from there, but here's a man who can. Marcus Bayes.
He's been well guarded tonight by Motley.
He could kick this well and truly. Lovely kick. My word, he kicks the ball well. That's his first. And he makes amends for Kappa's miss. The Swans get their 7th as we tick into time on. And they've doubled Carlton's score to lead by 22 points.
You don't see any more aggressive runs than that by Dennis Carroll. He palmed Alvin off with great strength. Brilliant football. Ironmonger and Madden over the back. Well played, Madden. Gives the run downfield for Bradley. A little Gleeson, a little short one. Lost by Sartori. Kick off the ground is missed by Gleeson. Sartori picks up quickly out to the dangerous left boot of Wayne Johnston. Johnston down and in the teeth of goal. Kernahan a beauty. Absolutely outmanoeuvred and outstrengthed the very unhappy Rod Carter. And when he's unhappy, he looks very nasty and mean, but that was a sensational catch.
No doubt about that. Piercing the upright in Carlton's 4th. And the first quarter promising a lot and certainly delivering, as Carter, I think quite sensibly, is working on the Carlton captain as only Carter can. It's umpire Howe to bounce the ball and start the second quarter at the Sydney Cricket Ground. The Swans 7-3-45, Carlton 4-5-29. Madden got the knock and it looked well directed, but Williams sharked it, and Wright puts Sydney into attack and places it a treat to Morwood. In fact, it's not, it's Henwood chipping in from the side and taking it 40 metres out directly in front. And a chance to give the Swans a flying start. 25 seconds gone. As Henwood kicks nicely off the boot and just offline. And that was one which would have really put the Swans in the box seat. As it is, they lead by 17 points, and that's a handy advantage at the start of the second quarter. Incidentally, the reserve score, Carlton 25-17, 167, beat the Swans 16-12, 108 as Mackenzie puts it back into play.
Kicks it almost to the centre. Ironmonger above Madden. Coming through was Morwood. His own teammate Wright got in the road. Murphy strong. Wright at it again. Hand pass and a kick off the ground into mid-air by Ironmonger. Courageous stuff, Glascott. Takes the mark at centre half back. David Glascott. who's got the difficult job of tagging Gerard Healy, one of the catalysts of this side. Well played, Tony Morwood. Brilliant football. They'll get out of it out wide to Motley. Motley's wild hand pass isn't very good. Alvin Strong takes one from Healy in the face. Picked up by Wayne Johnston. Downfield it goes. A good spoil by Carter this time. Browning roving intelligently, drives the left footer to the line and puts it out of play with a grubber. That was very, very good play by Mark Browning.
When you've played over 200 games, Doug, you know when to head for the boundary line.
He sure does, Kev.
Scrimmage from the throw-in and a ball up. As I mentioned during the first quarter, a tremendous crowd at the SCG. It really is a sight here under lights. I also mentioned that clash in the qualifying final last year, which Carlton won by 13 points after the Swans made the early running. Carlton took control but then had to withstand a great Swans fight back. Well, the first quarter of this match reminded me very much of that qualifying final, and there's Hafey with that phone. I think Kevin Bartlett must be on the other end because Tommy's been chatting into it non-stop since the match got underway. A high tackle, Swans free kick, and Stevie Wright, who it was at the bottom, takes it out to Bolton, loves to run and kicks to the centre line where Alvin has front position, probably should have held it. Now Evans, who made 2 mistakes in the first quarter. That's more like it to Glasgow. Up to half forward, Silvani from behind. Free kick for a push in the back, and it's going the way of the Blues. To be taken by Silvani. It's a good kick. Right through the middle. Lovely goal from Silvani, who's looking very good up forward again tonight, and brings Carlton closer than they've been for quite some time since the Swans ran away with those 6 early goals, and the margin now back to 11 points.
In attack, again Henwood battles against him. It goes to Madden. Madden's had a pretty quiet time against Ironmonger. Ironmonger lurking around the centre of the ground, 15-metre penalty as well. Madden then drives it downfield, looking for Sartori, who's in front. A great punch by Ironmonger once again. Well played, Healy. Quick as a dash out there wide. From Mitchell, it goes to Bolton and to Stephen Wright. And Stephen Wright shoots, and Kappa takes the screamer. Shoots for goal now. Could scarcely miss that one, and a richly deserved goal. His 28th for the season.
And he's done well. He's having a good season after his future with the Swans did seem to be in a little bit of doubt when he couldn't get a game in the finals last year. He gives it to Potter after a centre square infringement. Kappa again. Well done, Mackenzie. Paid the mark. The umpire has awarded the mark, even though the players aren't aware of it at the moment. And Warren Mackenzie, who has a very good pair of hands, which he has exhibited up forward for Carlton, played at full forward in the elimination final of 85 against North Melbourne, now finds himself at full back and with a very big job on his hands. Ironmonger nicely getting it off to Murphy. Oh, great weaving to Williams. He'll just about kick this. He has. Great goal. He uses the ball so perfect.
Once again with the Blues in attack.
13 minutes gone and Carlton on this rare move forward, making very heavy weather of it. Mitchell tackled. Held when not in possession, says the umpire. He evidently finessed for the free kick and wins it and delivers nicely to Toohey from half back, long towards half forward. Meldrum read it beautifully, as he so often does, and then kicks nicely for Sartori. Well taken and a chance to play on. Gleeson, if he can weave a path, he can't. Still a chance for Carlton. Sartori, the kick wasn't Sartori deep into attack. Is it a mark? Yes, it's paid to Kernahan. Kernahan 20 metres out. For his second, he's done it. He and Silvani have 2 each. Carlton badly needed that one from the captain. And still Carter working away at him.
Madden. Bays comes in, doesn't do anything with that one. Evans. Hand pass does nothing. Morwood's is out. Down to the ground from a tackle. Picked up there by Holden. But the free kick is going to go to the Swans, and they're getting the best part of the whistle at this stage. Browning comes running past to take it off Potter, but the umpire doesn't allow this, and Potter's got to go back and take his kick from about centre wing position. He'll look, I think, for Kappa. Kappa comes down, has got the run this time. Punched away nicely by Mackenzie, doing well. Picked up downfield there by Mitchell. It's a beautiful left footer, but it's just caught on the line by Dean.
Had the chance to play on, but wasn't quite sure who was near him, and eventually took his time. Rhys Jones does well on his former home ground. Kicks rather poorly, though, very high. Dennis, good attempt. Browning making the spoil. Bays, nice backward hand pass. Ironmonger in everything. Now Healy. And the Swans with the ball on their half-forward line and going goalward to full forward. Kappa getting under it. Plenty of would-be spoilers there. Whistle.
Paid the free kick to Kappa.
He gets it. Kappa joins Morwood and Wright with 2, and the Swans leading once again by 24 points.